it's Tierra here, and today we're doing a review on our cruise. We've been uploading vlogs, so make sure you guys check that out, but we wanted to do a in-depth review. This is Kyle. This is my fiance. He's usually in my vlogs, but he's never really in my sit-down videos, so this is my fiance. But anyway, so we did travel on a Carnival Mardi Gras. Our dates were February 26th to March 5th, and then we did stay in Orlando a couple days after that. This is 2022, by the way, just in case. I don't know when you're watching this, but it's 2022. So I do have some notes here of stuff that I written down, stuff that I wrote down, just so we don't get off topic. All right, so let's start with embarkation. So how did you feel about the process of us getting on the ship?
When we walk onto the ship, that was smooth, dude. That was like smooth sailing.
So basically, we did take a separate transportation from the airport to the cruise terminal. We didn't use Carnival transportation. That was pretty smooth. So when we got to the cruise terminal, of course, we gave our bags to the porter. You know, tipped him, of course. And then when we walked, it's so funny because every time we did something, it was at the right time, if that makes sense. So like when we got on the boat, on the bus from the airport to the terminal, we got on like the last bus that didn't have any problems. Like the buses after that, some people were stuck in traffic on the bus. Yeah, some people, one person, like their bus broke down, like, and we were the last people on our bus. And I'm so thankful that we were, because we didn't have any mishaps, but everybody after us did. Also, when we got to the terminal, we kind of walked right through. Like there was like little lines here and there, but the process wasn't long at all. But when we turned around and looked back out the window, you remember that long line coming up the ramp? So you have to like walk up a ramp, like zigzag up a ramp. Yeah, to get to the top of the terminal where you get on the boat at. And like when we turned around and looked, it was like 1 trillion people in the line behind us. Yeah, after. So it's like we got in the line at a good time because there was nobody there. But we did. Okay, so in order to get on the ship, like I said, this is February 2022. I don't know what the procedures are going to be further on down the line, but we did need a negative COVID test 48 hours before, because we are vaccinated. You can't get on a cruise if you're not vaccinated, but you have to have a PCR test, and they give you 72 hours. And there's like a small amount of exception for people that aren't vaccinated. So 9 times out of 10, like you have to apply for an exemption, and 9 times out of 10, I don't know if everybody gets that exemption. And I think that exemption goes to kids who can't get tested. So, we had to do that, of course, you know, print our boarding passes off, all that stuff. And I said all that to say the Verifly app. So they're trying to do this new thing where you download this app called Verifly. You go on Verifly, you type in your cruise information and your specific cruise and your confirmation number, it comes up. And you upload your passport, picture, your documents, you upload your negative COVID test when the time comes, and then the Verifly app scans and checks all of that for you. So it's this new thing that Carnival is using, but it's like some ships are using it and some people aren't. Some people are testing it out. Some people are going by it. So they used our Verifly app. I did the Verifly app just in case. Just in case they used it and it sped up the process. And the lady was like, did you use the Verifly app? And I said, yes. And so she was like, okay, well, you don't have to show me this, da-da-da-da-da. So, like I said, I don't know if everybody's using that, or like I said, they're testing it out. I don't know, but we did use the Verifly app for anybody who's wondering. Yeah, so, and that was basically it. We took our little picture, you know, the picture that they make you take, after you give your Mario documents and check in and stuff. And then we were on the ship. It was simple as that. I think we were allowed, think they said we couldn't go to our rooms until like what, 2? But I think at like 1:30 we walked to our floor just to be on our floor to get in our room, and people started going to their rooms. Like the doors were closed and they said do not enter, and people opened the doors and started entering. So we did too. We followed behind him and entered, and our room was ready. We met our room steward. His name was GD. He was very nice.
Yeah, GD was really cool.
GD was cool. So yeah, that was around like 2:00. We got our little sailing sign cards. And our bags, we didn't get our bags till what, maybe 5?
Later that day.
Yeah, I think we got our bags.
Then we went to the sailing party.
Yeah, we took a nap. We went to the sail away party.
We didn't sail away right away. But...
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Well, we'll talk about that now. So basically, we're supposed to, I think the sail away party was at 4, and we were supposed to sail away at 4:30 or 5. Or 4:30, really. Like, we were supposed to, the sail away party is to watch the boat sail away. So we have a sail away party and everybody's turned up, and then we leave the sail away party and we don't realize that we didn't sail away. So we go get something to eat, and I'm looking around, I'm like, I still see land, like we did not sail away. So we ended up scheduling the roller coaster ride, which we'll talk about the roller coaster further down, but we ended up booking the roller coaster ride for a 5:30 time slot, and we were riding the roller coaster still looking at the buildings. Like, we still had not sailed off. Long story short, we didn't sail off until darn near 8:00. It was dark outside when we sailed away, and we found out that it was because some of the crew, their flights were delayed and they were waiting for the crew to get in. So I think they were getting new crew on the ship. We saw a picture. Somebody posted a picture of the crew walking on, and it was like 10 of them. So I guess they had to wait for them. So that was that about the sail away party and embarkation. All right, the next thing on my list is the room. So how did you feel about your room? Now, mind you, Kyle and I are cruisers. This is our first cruise ever together since we've been together, because, COVID lasted for 2 years, whatever. But this is our first cruise ever together. But when I was young, I went on cruises. When Kyle was young, he went on cruises with his family and stuff. So we're kind of used to smaller ships, and, this is a bigger ship. So how'd you feel about the room compared to this just being a new ship?
I feel they're going to make the room a little more bigger. The balcony was more space than the bathroom, I feel.
Yeah.
The bathroom was too small.
The bathroom was so tiny. Like, in my opinion, the room wasn't small.
Yeah, the room
I don't think the actual room was small, and I think the balcony was a decent size. But I feel like they could have took some of the room away, this much inch of the room away, and added it to the bathroom or something, because the bathroom, now mind you, if you don't cruise ship bathrooms are small.
Yeah, exactly.
They're small regardless. But for me to notice that this bathroom is just like ridiculously small, that means it was tremendously small. On this new ship, they did change the shower. So we didn't have a shower curtain like we did on ships before. We had a clear door, a glass door. But like, to dry off and stuff, I felt like I had to open the bathroom door to get some space, because like drying off, I felt like I kept elbow knocking everything in the room, and the toilet flushed really loud. But
you could have had a nip.
It was so loud.
Next cabin when they used the bathroom every time.
Yes, the toilet was so loud. Like, if you had to use the bathroom and you was trying not to wake up nobody, good luck, because I didn't like that. That toilet was so loud. But anyway, did end up asking our room steward GD for a fan, and he did get us a fan, so we appreciated that. Yes, and that was like maybe the second. Was that the first night or the second? That was like the second night. Yeah, the second night. I suggest, if you're going on a cruise and you like to sleep with a fan, or if you like to sleep in the cold and you get hot easily, I would go ahead and just ask your room steward for a fan right away, because I don't know how many of those fans they have. Like, I don't know if they just have fans on fans on fans to just be giving everybody fans. I don't know. But we was thankful that he gave us a fan, because sometimes I did get hot in the room. And I don't like to be cold, but sometimes it was like hot. And especially if you left the balcony open, it got hot in the room. So I did have size on here and organization. There was a lot of space. Like, I'm an unpacker. Kyle is not. Kyle can go on vacation and just take stuff out of his suitcase. I go on vacation and put stuff in drawers and hang stuff up. That's how I am. So I had plenty of room to hang things up. I didn't even need to use the drawers. Yeah, the actual drawers, we never even touched them. We really just used the closet. And there's a lot of space in the closets. Like there's pullouts, there's shelves.
For the bathroom too. You cut some of the closet space out for the bathroom too.
Yeah, they could have. They could have cut some of that closet space out for the bathroom. But yeah, so the space in the room as far as like putting your stuff away, it was really good. And there's space under the bed. So if you wanted to, we put our luggage in the closet. But there was room for us to put our luggage in the closet. But if you wanted to put it under the bed just to free up some closet space, you had room to do that. So yeah, so we'll talk about the food. So, let's go place by place. You want to do place by place? Yeah. Okay. So the first night, so let's start with the street food. So when we first got on the boat, we went straight to the street food. So the street food on the Carnival Mardi Gras is kind of like food truck style, but not really, because it's not in a truck, obviously. But they have like 3 different restaurants, and the menu for the 3 different restaurants changes every day. So they have like a fry station where it's different kind of fries for the whole 7 days that you're on the trip. This one had like, one of them was like kind of Asian inspired, because I felt like we had like
pork belly,
excuse me, dumplings and stuff. And one of them, and then one was kind of like random. But we didn't eat there that much. Like I said, the first day we got on the boat, we ate there. And then one time I was just trying to go find something to eat real quick, and I went there and got some kind of fries that had like some crumbles on it, and that was good. The fries, but I heard the fries aren't really, they just taste like fries. But I kind of zhuzhed mine up, put some Shack sauce on them, all that stuff. It was good. Speaking of Shack, let's talk about Shack's Big Chicken. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. They was busting.
I enjoyed it every time I ate it.
Yeah, you get a 10.
Yeah, he does have.
Guy's Burgers. Guy's Burgers nice.
We gotta get to Guy's Burgers.
You want burgers?
Yeah. Okay. So Shack's Big Chicken. We didn't get to try the chicken tenders, and I heard the chicken tenders was good, but because every time we went, they was like out of chicken tenders because everybody was eating their chicken tenders. But we did only try 2 of the chicken sandwiches. There are 4. We tried the Aristotle that has like Munster cheese and like bacon and stuff on it, and then we tried the
Shack Attack.
I think it's the Shack Attack. I think it's the Shack Attack, the one with the Nashville hot on it. And I was scared to try that one because I have really bad acid reflux and I can't eat stuff that's like too spicy. But that was good. It wasn't like extremely spicy to a point where you couldn't eat it, but I did have a drink on the side when I did eat it. So Shack gets a 10 out of 10 for me. They do have breakfast too, and we got did you eat my sandwich when I had it?
The breakfast sandwich?
Yeah.
No, I didn't try it.
He didn't try it, but I got the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, and it was pretty good too. The fries was good. The sauce was good. They have like 7 different sauces that you can get, and the Shack sauce was busting. Shack get a 10 out of 10 for me. Moving on to Guy's Burgers. Guy's Burgers always gets a 10 out of 10 for me on every ship. Every ship. Every time I eat Guy's Burgers, it's busting. No matter what kind of combination.
Yeah, when my put on it, no matter topping.
Yeah, like, and the fries be good too. Like,
seasoned, right?
So let's talk about the buffet. We only added the buffet one time, right?
We had the buffet like twice.
We had the buffet for lunch and we had the buffet for breakfast. Remember when I bought you that plate that morning?
Oh, you mean for breakfast?
We had it for breakfast and what is it called? Lido something marketplace. The breakfast. How'd you feel? Because that was. Remember when I bought that food to the room to you?
I didn't like that.
So the food, the breakfast for the Lido marketplace, it looked good. But Kyle said he didn't really care for it. It wasn't seasoned or it just wasn't good?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
So I didn't taste it because I brought him the plate from the marketplace, and then I had a breakfast sandwich from Shack, so I ate that. We did eat lunch there, and you remember we had the rice and the chicken, and the lady said you were sitting in her seat.
Oh yeah.
How'd you feel about your food? Do you remember?
That was good.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I had some kind of, was it like a curry chicken? Kyle didn't like it though. Remember you didn't like the chicken, and I liked the chicken. But anywho, okay, so it's main dining room.
Main dining room got a 7.
Okay, so the first time we went to the main dining room was for C-Day brunch. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That was the second day that was the first C-Day, second day of the cruise. It was very much so crowded in there. We waited an hour for our food.
That's my thing. So that's why I get them at 7. It takes so long.
Yeah, I think the length, because my food was good. I had steak and eggs, and then Kyle had the eggs Benedict. Eggs Benedict. But it just took so long for the food to come.
Long. A man on side us and I'm waiting. We want to tell them, but the gentleman on side us, we end up going to his room, rush back.
Yes, it was a guy next to us, a couple sitting next to us. The guy left because he had to go get something or do something. And when he got back, he was like, I rushed back and the food still ain't here. Like, he thought his food was getting cold. And so he was trying to do whatever he had to do and come back, and the food still was not there. So
I think they ordered before us.
Yeah, they were sitting down before us. I ordered toast, and Kyle ordered a bagel as like something to come out before we got our food. I never got my toast ever, and Kyle got his bagel after the food came. I don't feel like it's that hard to put a bagel in a toaster and just sit that on somebody in front of somebody so they'll be eating something so they don't notice that they're waiting for their food for an hour. We've both worked in hospitality before, so I just feel like they could have at least bought me a piece of bread. Like, when you eat in the main dining room for dinner, they throw bread at you. They want you to eat that bread. They throw bread at you. Do you want it warm? Do you want it cold? How you want your bread? They throw bread at you because they don't want you, sitting there for a long time. But I will say, that time that we waited for an hour was the only time that we waited for an hour for our food from the main dining room. And we ate in the main dining room probably 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, 2 to 3 times.
Like 2 to 3, I can't remember exactly, but like 2 to 3 times we ate in the main dining room, and that was the longest that we ever waited for our food. Now, I'm not sure if it's because it was C-Day brunch or because it was the second day, and people, because when you first get on the shit, people are trying to do everything, and then when the days die out, the people start to die out. So I don't know if it was just a combination of all of that, but anyway, moving on from the main dining. So 7 out of 10 for the main dining room. Let's try the pizza.
Pizza, yeah.
I think Carnival pizza is always Carnival pizza.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And you usually eat it when you're in need of eating the pizza. You either, it's late at night, you hungry, you just got back from the club, and you're drunk. I mean, like, people don't really eat the pizza during the day. Exactly. Because there's so many options to eat during the day. Now, the pizza line was long. People was in the pizza line during the day, but we only ate the pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning. The ice cream is always the ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream's good.
Yes, they kept running out of cones, but it is what it is. We did not try the panini place because there's so many food options on this ship. You have to ride the ship twice to eat all the food. Like, the people who do back-to-backs, I understand why they do back-to-backs on big ships, because it's like you can't experience everything. So we did not get to eat at the at the panini place. Let's do Chibang. Kind of like Chibang.
Yeah, Chibang was nice. Chibang got a 10 too. That was good.
What we ordered is a 10. Now, I've seen YouTube videos and reviews where people did not like their food, but we got the items, I think, that were the good items, if that makes sense. Like,
they come out hard too. That was one of the hardest dishes on the floor.
Yes, a lot of our food kept coming out like lukewarm every time we got. Like, that's literally the only food that I had to blow.
Yeah, that was really hot.
Like, we ordered some soup, some kung pao chicken, some sesame chicken or something. Yes. I don't remember. You watch the vlogs. If you watch the vlogs, you'll see in depth the things that we had at the restaurant. But that food, the service, and we got them when they were about to close. And usually when places are about to close, your food be like mediocre because they're rushing. They were literally about to close. Like, let's pick a time. They closed at 6 and we got there at 5:45. Like, we literally got there like 15 minutes before they were about to close. So, Cucina de Capitale. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's the Italian restaurant on the ship.
Italian get a 9 because the only reason I get them a 9.
Give them the first night compared to, we had it twice.
Yeah, the first night. Oh, they get a 0 to me there.
Okay, so the first night, I enjoyed my food.
They make up for it.
I enjoyed my food. Kyle did not. His food came out cold, and I think you didn't like anything you ate. Did you like your appetizer? It was like mussels. He didn't really care for that. His entree was like shrimp.
Yeah, the spinach was
And
cool.
it was spinach, but it was like cream of spinach, like creamy spinach.
Vegetables was burned.
The vegetables was like char grilled. The first night he did not like his food, but the second night that we tried it, he had the short ribs. He knew not to try that broccoli and cauliflower again, but you did.
I know to try the spinach, but she told me it doesn't really do it a different way.
I don't know, but I ordered the same thing both times I went there. I just changed my appetizer. I ended up, because I don't think I showed y'all in the vlog, I ended up ordering chicken parmesan with the carbonara together. So the carbonara is like pasta, and then chicken parmesan is literally like a chicken patty with parmesan and cheese and tomato sauce.
Yeah, tomato sauce.
And tomato sauce on top of it. So I kind of ordered that and was eating it together. I changed my appetizer twice, but it was a nice atmosphere in there. I will say that. It does have indoor and outdoor seating. The first night we sat outdoor. The second time we sat inside. And inside, remember when that man my elbows kept touching that man? Yeah, it was, the seats are really close together.
Like they have one big seat in the middle where everyone can sit around, and then they have tables onto it.
Yeah. Like, so if you had picnic tables around a tree. I don't know, but but granted, we sat next to each other. Kyle and I sat next to each other in that booth. If I would have sat across from him, it would have been fine. I wouldn't have been, the guy's elbows wouldn't have been hitting me, but we like to sit next to each other when we eat. But when we sat outside, it was plenty of space, so, and it wasn't too windy. That was a good day that we sat outside. You remember any other food places we ate at? I think that. Oh God, oh Lord, I can't. Wait, what was your cappuccino de capital? I know I'm saying it wrong. Cucina de capital score.
Yeah, some from the first night was like I'll take 2, and the second night I tried them was probably like an 8. To be honest,
they get an 8 from me for both nights because I ordered the same thing. I cannot believe I almost forgot about Emeralds. Emeralds was probably the best.
They were the best.
And we only ordered the same 2 things every time.
Oysters and
meat pies. Oysters and meat pies. So Emeralds get a 10 out of 10 for me, and I ain't even tried. You didn't like your gumbo. Remember the first night? So the first night I got the meat pies and oysters. We love oysters. We're oyster family. We love oysters. Okay. And the gumbo, he ordered the gumbo. He didn't like it. Kyle's never had gumbo before, right? Because you was asking me, does it have rice and stuff in it?
Yeah.
So Kyle's never had gumbo. Jambalaya? Gumbo. He didn't like his gumbo. But it's more like a sit down. It's like a sit down fast food. If you want to say that. Like you walk up, order your food, you can go sit at the tables, they give you a number, they bring it to you, but you could just come and go. Like it's like as you're walking down the Lido. It's not like you have to make a reservation and go like the specialty restaurants. You have to make a reservation and wait for a table and go sit inside. Emerald's is not like that. Like you literally just walk by. A place that we did not get to try was the teppanyaki place and the sushi place. And we did not get to try the steakhouse.
You didn't try the
Fahrenheit 555.
What about the one thing on by the guy's burger in the bar? That's the steakhouse? That's the barbecue. What do they say?
Guy's Pig and Anchor. We didn't get to try that. And that's what I have written down on here. The timing. So like the timings that the places are open is weird to me. Like I only got to get Blue Iguana like one time. Blue Iguana closed at like 3 p.m. Like people, if you're a late riser, you gonna miss some stuff. Okay, if you a late riser, you gonna miss some stuff. Especially breakfast. Kyle never caught breakfast. I got up earlier than Kyle and had to like go to some of the places and bring the breakfast back to the room because he was never gonna get breakfast if I didn't go get the food. Like, it was breakfast times. Like McDonald's breakfast in at 10:30 or 11. It was ended at like 10:30, 11. But like I said, Blue Iguana closed at like 3. Shaq's Big Chicken closed at like 5. I feel like that's something that should stay open a little bit later because it's busting so much. Guys Burgers closed at like 6. That's also some place that I feel like should stay open a little bit later. The specialty restaurants stayed open later, but sometimes people don't want to go sit in a specialty restaurant. They want to just walk by and get something. So I just feel like The timings were weird to me. They might not be weird to everybody, especially if you one of the people that wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go put your towel out and get your spot on the Lido deck. Those times gonna be fine for you.
Yeah, you could be good.
But
you one at the bottom, you're a late night trash show, or someone just come from the club, or someone just come from a good time.
you know,
or drink, you ain't gonna make it out.
No. All right, moving on. Talk about the service real quick. And this leads into entertainment and activities. What is your rating? Our room start was good. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for GD.
But the guest service was kind of rude.
Guest services was kind of rude, and I don't think it was just our opinion, because, like I said, we're in some Facebook groups, and I saw people say like some of the guest services people were rude to them. Now, I went to guest services probably a total of like 3 times. 1 out of the 3 times, this guy was rude. The other 2 times, I didn't have any problems. So, and I'm not really a guest services person. Like, I like to figure stuff out for myself. I don't want to go to guest services. Half the time, the line is long. Yeah. So, I will tell you about our experiences with guest services. So, one of them was, and we said this in our vlog too, so make sure y'all go watch our vlogs. But long story short, I went to go ride Bolt, which is the roller coaster. There's usually somebody out there that takes pictures for you, but on the first day, the person wasn't out there. So I asked the lady who, is one of the operators. I was like, dang, man, I wanted a picture or something, because like they don't let you take any electronics on the ride with you. So you can't have your GoPro and stuff on Bolt. So I was like, dang, can I ride it again when the person taking the picture? Like I just wanted a picture. And so she was like, go to guest services and see what they can do about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. Go to guest services, explain this to the guy. He was like, huh? What'd you say? And so I already was like,
keep in mind, if he didn't know it wouldn't have been. If he didn't know that it would have been a problem, or not a problem, but like saying, like they couldn't do it from guest service. When we usually going to guest service, because she made it sound like they would have been.
Yeah, like the only reason we went together, I wouldn't even thought to go to guest services. Exactly. But she was like, just go to guest services and see what they say. So that's why we went. So that's why we went there. And mind you, the line was kind of long. We didn't want our money back or nothing. So long story short, the guy was like, there's nothing in the fine print that says that there should be a photographer when you ride Bolt. So if you want a photographer, I suggest you go to the Pixel photography little station or whatever and schedule a photographer to come take pictures of you while you ride Bolt. And both of us were just kind of like, we know each other. Okay, but both of us was like, have a good day. Because I will get your name off a name badge in a heartbeat. Don't play with me. But I didn't do it. It was the first day of the cruise. You was not about to mess up my spirit, my aura. You was not about to bring me down that day. So he better be lucky that it was that first day, and we were still happy to be on the cruise and be on vacation. I had worked hard the week before this cruise. I needed it. That man tried to steal my happiness. And I was like, you know what? It's not all right. So the second time I encountered guest services, long story short, was a Wi-Fi type of situation. The guy was very helpful. The third time I actually called them on the phone, I ordered some. We didn't even talk about the freaking seafood.
Oh, in the car. Oh, man.
Anyway, I had a problem with my food from Seafood Shack. It was disgusting. Basically, and I paid money for that. That's one of the restaurants that you have to pay for. So I called guest services and I told them, I was like, sweetie, my food is not, it's like, it's inedible. Is that the word? Inedible, non-edible. I couldn't eat it. Like, and she was like, do you still have it? I said, yeah, I'll send you a picture of it if you want me to. I ain't eating this food.
Was nice, so
his food was good. My food was not. I only wanted my money back for my food. They ended up giving us the money back for the whole thing. So I appreciated that because that was like $50. So I appreciated that. But anyway, so yeah, that one guest services encounter really made me upset. But everybody else wasn't really rude. We did have a bartender that was rude. His name was Sasha. And then one night, one of our guys at the main dining room was a little... when he bought me that flat soda.
Oh, yeah.
I asked for a Pepsi. It was flat, not a bubble in sight. It was no bubbles. And I told him, and he was like, really? That came out the can? And I was like, it's flat, sir. Like, I don't care if it came out the can. I don't care if it came out the little thing. It's flat. You could see that it was super flat, like juice. But yeah. GD did it for me. Our room steward was great. So if I was judging just GD, 10 out of 10. That guest services man, -5. Okay, so we did forget to talk about Seafood Shack as one of the food places. Seafood Shack is one of the restaurants on the Lido deck that is specialty, like you have to pay for. Kyle ordered clam chowder. He loved his clam chowder. I ordered some crab legs, and they were the saltiest crab legs that I ever had in my life.
Guess what? You know, I think they do the crab legs, you know, when you like marinating something. So I think they marinated
They had to have marinated it.
Salt.
They had to have marinated it because the outside was salty, and when you got to the meat on the inside, salty. It was salty, like salt water out the ocean. Like, it was so salty. I had to call guest services and was like, look, bro, I paid $50 for this seafood and I can't eat it. And she politely gave my money back.
And them crab look so good.
They looked so good. You'll see them in the vlog. They looked so good. And I tried to eat through them. I was like, am I tripping? But it was to the point where I felt like if I kept eating them, I was like a high blood pressure. It was bad. And I thought it was just me, so I let him eat it too. He was like, don't eat that. Like, he literally was like, stop eating that and call somebody. Because that's how salty it was. It was like, he was scared. But anyway, yeah. All right, so the next thing on my handy dandy paper is bars and drinks. I will say, okay, let's start with, do you feel like you should have gotten the drink package? Or do you feel like you wouldn't have gotten your money's worth on the drink package?
I think they should go ahead and do the drink package. In terms of soft drinks, better be with a cocktail. We did feel like we should have gotten the bubbles package. And the bubbles package is the one with the soft drinks and the juices. We do feel like we should have got that because that was only like $8.95 a day or something per person. The drink package, like alcohol, was $50 per person per day. That was pre-cruise. Once you get on the ship, of course, the price goes up. I don't know what that price was, but pre-cruise, that was the price. We felt like we weren't going to, because it ended up coming like $700 or something, and we felt like we weren't going to drink that much liquor. But with the drink package is 15 drinks per day per person. So if you drink more, we felt like we wasn't going to drink 15 drinks, so why get the drink package? But when you think about it, there's so many bars and so many options that if you got the drink package, you would utilize it. I don't know if you would drink 15 drinks, but say for if you go on a fortune teller and you want to try every specialty drink that they got, you go into the Alchemy Bar. And the Alchemy Bar menu was long. And they was busted. The Alchemy Bar and fortune teller, those drinks, I want them drinks now. They were so good. Tell them what the lady said. She said third day, 14 drinks, drink packages.
Yeah, this lady was on her third day and she maxed out her drink package every day so far. 15 drinks per day, and she on the third day she was like, all right, I'm 15 for 15, who's with me? And we was like, this lady, the thing is, on embarkation day, you don't even get on the shit good till 3:00 in the afternoon anyway. So it's like, listen, if I had a drink package that I had money to splurge on a drink package, I would drink all day long. Especially at the you would really drink at the club.
Yeah. At
the club and in the casino. If you're sitting in the casino, you can get drinks for free as long as you're actively playing. Exactly. You have to be actively playing, and we wasn't really actively playing in the casino like that to get free drinks from the casino. And I heard they're watered down. Like, I heard those drinks don't be as strong. The drinks we had from Alchemy, the drinks we had from Fortune Teller, the drinks we had from the little bar that's on the side of the man that made the chocolate martinis for me when we was watching the shows. The bar that was by the shows, strong, like lit. The bartender that was in the Limelight Lounge, which is like the little club at night, good. I feel like my drinks from the Lido deck weren't as strong. Those are the drinks that I didn't enjoy the most. Like the Red Frog drinks, I just felt like they weren't strong. And it was always busy, so it was kind of like Here. What you want?
Yeah.
Here. You know, like it was. I don't feel like they put they tender love and care into those drinks at the Red Frog. But that was my opinion. You like those drinks, like with the Mai Tai and the rum runner and stuff.
Cool. Like,
it was okay, like a good frozen drink. You want a good Miami Vice pina colada, but the Serenity deck was making those drinks really good. Remember we went to the 18 and older, 21 and older.
They wasn't rushing and anything.
Those drinks were good. Like I said, the Red Frog, it was my least favorite drinks.
Because they was too pop.
Yeah. But we did, like, I wish we would have got the Bubbles package, because even, like, Gatorade and stuff like that, we were buying a lot of Gatorade.
Yeah.
We did order the water bottles to the room, but we went through them. I should have ordered 2. Pepsi, for some reason, they don't have Coke products on the ship, FYI. So, like, Red Bull, Coke, is Minute Maid. I think Minute Maid is a Coke product. They don't have Coke products on the ship. I don't know if it's just this shit. So we were drinking a lot of Pepsi. And the Pepsi was just so good. Pepsi is just so good. Anyway, and I don't even drink soda like that. We don't really drink soda like that. Like, they don't have Red Bull. So, like, the only energy drinks they had was, like, Monster. So, like, if you wanted a Hennessy and Red Bull, they didn't have Red Bull. You had to use, like, a Monster or Celsius. Those were, like, the 2. They didn't have Powerade. They only had Gatorade. Stuff like that. So, you can bring drinks on the boat with you. So, if you're a Coke drinker, Coke products, I suggest you bring a case of them on the boat with you. Or if you're a Red Bull person, which I was going to bring a case of Red Bull, and I think we just didn't have enough space for it. But if we got on the ship, if we got it to the port, if we got to Orlando a day ahead and we were able to go to the stores and stuff, I would have went and bought a case of, like, Red Bull. But we went straight from the airplane to the ship, so we didn't have time to do that. But yeah, so the bars, them drinks was hidden. Almost every drink I had was good. So I still don't know if I wanted to pay $700 for the drink package, but we probably should have one.
I think we didn't buy it off today.
Was it 7 or was it 9? I can't even remember. It was $50 per person per day. So $100. Yeah, 7, because it was like $100 and we was on a boat for 7 days. So it was like $700. Anyway, moving on. So we have entertainment activities, which are 2 different things. So we'll talk about activities, starting with the arcade.
The arcade was nice. They feel like they chipped me on my money. I feel like they have the games and rigged where you can't win, but they read a few stuff.
There were some games that weren't working.
That too.
There were some games that were not working. It was actually a lot of games that we tried to go to that were not working. Yeah, the arcade, the prizes were not that good. You know, like when you get the tickets and you trade them in for a prize, the prizes were not that good. So we just ended up getting something for the kids because the prizes weren't that good. But our arcade is an arcade, basically. It wasn't huge. It was like the size of an arcade on any other ship. Yeah, so that's the arcade. I have the roller coaster, Bolt. How'd you feel about Bolt?
Bolt was good.
I liked it too. Yeah. I think it could have been a little bit longer. It is $15 per ride. We did ride separately, which I also think is stupid, because if we would have rode together, it should be $15 per cart and not $15 per person. Because if we wanted to ride together, the math ain't mathing to me. But I think it should be $10. I think more people would ride if it was $10.
I think so too.
I would ride it more than once if it was $10. We planned on riding it more than once, but we just didn't have time. And it did go around twice. There is a turbo button on there. I didn't press the turbo button because it was already going too fast for me. Kyle pressed the turbo button and he said it was really fun. So that's Bolt. Bolt gets a 9 out of 10. 9 just because I don't feel like I should have to pay for it. I'm paying for everything else. Why do I have to pay for that? It's because it's new. And it's the only one ever. Only roller coaster at sea. So, the ropes course.
The roller coaster, wow, that was real good.
It was scary.
Yeah, scary. Get like a 10. 9,
no, the ropes course was fire.
Yeah, that's fire though.
I think it got a 9 for me. It probably would have been a 10 if I would have did the zip line. I chickened out and I couldn't do the zip line. The ropes course was really fun. Like, I wish we would have did it more than once. There's so much stuff to do on this ship that is so hard. Once you do something one time, it's like hard to do it again and fit it in. And not even with like capacity or anything. It's just you trying to do everything at least once. And you think 7 days is a long time, but when you add them ports in there and you getting off for half of the day,
Stop and eat. Rest.
Yeah. Games on the Lido deck. We didn't do any of them. So you know how they have the activities like the beanbag challenge and stuff. They were like early in the morning, or they were during times where we was doing something else. We didn't get to play them, but they did have a lot of games. They had like a digital scavenger hunt where they gave you a list. We didn't do that, but I read it. They give you a list and you have to like go around and take the ship and like take pictures of the stuff that they have on the list, and then you come back, and I don't know. It sounded like it was fun, but it was during a time we was doing something. Let's talk about some of the entertainment. Okay, trivia. How'd you feel about some of the trivia?
It's good. It's smooth.
Trivia is always in a cold room. That's why I don't ever want to play trivia. It's always in a room that is freezing cold. Like, I don't understand. It was in the Limelight. A lot of the trivia was in the Limelight Lounge, which is the place where they have the comedy shows and the club. It was just so cold. They had superhero trivia, Harry Potter trivia. They had SpongeBob trivia, 90s trivia. It was trivia every day, and like 2-3 times a day. I will say the timing for a lot of stuff was like kind of crammed. Yeah. So it's like when you left one thing, if something was right after, you had to hurry up, and it was probably on the other side of the boat or something at the same time as something.
I don't know how staff was doing, because staff to be from one stage.
And some staff was in 2 different shows, stuff like that. So, comedy. For what the comedy that we did go see, we enjoyed. And we didn't get to see. We'll get there. The comedy that we did get to see, we enjoyed. We didn't get to see everything. One time we tried to go to comedy and it was full. A lot of times I walked past comedy, it was like, this show is full. So it was in the Limelight Lounge, which is small, in my opinion, on this big boat.
Big.
I think it should have been like one of the nights, the explicit comedy, which baby didn't go to. They had 2 comedians that night, and it was in the big room where the Family Feud was. It was in the theater, in the Mardi Gras theater. I think all the comedy should be in the Mardi Gras theater.
Yeah, Mom.
And it was almost full in the Mardi Gras theater. Like I said, that baby went to sleep early that night, and I went to the explicit comedy show, and it was really good, and it was almost packed too. And that was in a venue that was twice the size of where they normally have it. So, The Magicians, 2.5 out of 10.
You didn't even try.
The M Theory show was it was like one trick. If he did 5 tricks, it was one trick where I was like, dang, how he do that? And then that was it. But I think that's the purpose of the M Theory show. It's supposed to make you think like, is magic real? Da-da-da. But that same magician did some of the other magic shows, and it still was kind of like, it wasn't excitement. It was like, oh, he made that change from blue to pink. Next. You know, like it wasn't like, One time he made a table float. That was cool. Yeah. But I feel like I could tell that it was something up under the table. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like there is a magician in the main dining room that we didn't get to experience, but we heard that he's really good. I heard the main dining room magician is way better than the magician that had the shows. I don't know. Anyway. And the shows. The shows was pretty good to me.
The shows, I enjoyed the shows. The singing,
the game nights, Family Feud, Love and Marriage. We loved Love and Marriage. Love and Marriage was so good. Love and Marriage was lit. We could have volunteered, but we didn't even want to do that. We didn't want to do that. But so entertainment for me, I'm gonna take the magic shows out of there. Entertainment is 9 out of 10 for me. I'm just gonna X the magician.
Yeah, the magician would have been 8, so I give it 9.
Yeah,
X the magician 9. So.
Yeah, we did go to like one show that was kind of like, but it was pretty good for a cruise ship. It was pretty good.
I guys feel like going on a cruise. Some cruise be lit.
Yeah. All right, so the shopping
I can't
on the ship was pretty good. They do on the last sea day, they have sales. So we did get some liquor. They had t-shirt sales, watch sales. Baby got a watch. What was the pure white? It was like 3 for
62. For
62 each. So you had it once you got 3 bottles, you got them for $62 each. People complain about the prices of the liquor on the ship. The prices didn't look terrible to me, but the prices are usually lower on the ship than they were. So a lot of people complain about that. Carnival's going up on their liquor prices. But yeah, that was it really for the shopping. We didn't do too much shopping. We did go look at like the perfume and stuff, and that was like the same prices I could go get it from Macy's. It was actually a little bit more, like $5 more. So That was it, though. You got anything to say about the shopping? We don't really shop on cruise ships. We'll shop in the port before we shop on a cruise ship. And speaking of ports, that's the last, well, that's not the last thing, but that's on here too. The ports. We were supposed to go to Puerto Rico. Our cruise itinerary got changed to Nassau. Baby still currently lives in Nassau, so we were kind of bummed out about that, but we made the best of it. Hung out with some family, blah, 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 until it was time to get back on the ship. I will say pay attention to ship times, because your ship time may not be the same time as the port. I can't really talk about the excursion that we went on because it wasn't through Carnival. It was a private excursion. So if y'all want more information on the excursion, I can let y'all know individually. We kind of just did UTV tours around Dominican Republic, and we didn't really care for, like, it was okay. I feel like we could have did more. But yeah, we can't really talk about excursions as far as Carnival because we didn't book our excursions through Carnival. But the ports, as far as like Amber Cove area, we didn't really utilize that because we were on an excursion. There's water slides, there's zip lining. You can get your passport stamped. We did that. Very picturesque. There's a big restaurant at the top. That's Amber Cove. Grand Turk, we stayed on the port. So we went to like Margaritaville, went to the pool. We had a great time, watched the vlogs. It's really cool. I insert a picture somewhere, but when you get off in Grand Turk, there's a beach right there, and the ships sit right there, so it's beautiful. You're in the water, and this cruise ship is like right there behind you. It's really cool. So Grand Turk, Amber Cove. Nassau's port is getting redone. They're building a new port, and they're still doing construction on that. So that's that. Last thing is debarkation. So with debarkation, it was pretty smooth. I am usually a put my bags out in front of the door at night and get them checked when, what am I trying to say? And pick them back up once you get through all that stuff. Baby is not used to that. He carries his stuff off the ship, so we decided to do that just because we were still packing that night, and it was smooth.
Yeah,
if we didn't take our stuff off the boat, it probably would have prolonged our transportation, and it would have prolonged a lot of stuff. So I kind of suggest taking your own bags off if you can. If you're able to do it, do it. I usually don't, because it's usually like me and one of my other girlfriends on a trip, and we ain't carrying them heavy bags off the boat, but I had my strong man here with me. Okay. So I was like, that's fine. We can take the bags off ourselves, but you're going to carry the big bag. Okay. So overall, our cruise is really good. We're trying to plan another one. We just got a lot going on with the wedding and everything. So we're thinking about going on a cruise for our honeymoon. So we'll keep y'all updated on that. We might be traders and switch to Royal Caribbean just because these new ships Royal Caribbean got going on. It's like, Jesus Christ. So we're Carnival people. Like, baby's gold and I'm red. I only got like 4 more points until I'm gold. So, woo, woo. But yeah. And if you're gold, you get a free drink on the last day of the cruise after 5 p.m. in case anybody wanted to know that. Because he forgot. And so he ordered a drink, and then when they didn't charge him for it, we remembered that he has a gold card. So yeah. Any other things? If y'all have any questions, anything that we forgot, let me know in the comments, and we'll answer it if we can. Anything else?
That's what it be. All
right, well, baby's tired. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you watch our vlogs. They're lit. It's lit. We're lit. Yeah. And see you guys later.